A 17-year-old cheerleader in Texas is dead. Her family says it was the energy drink she grabbed every day before school, the same one sitting in millions of teenagers' backpacks right now. And the drink's parent company is currently under a state-level investigation. That story alone should make you stop and watch this. Because what's happening right now in the energy drink industry is not the same conversation people were having 2 years ago. There are new lawsuits, new regulatory investigations, and a health risk doctors are flagging that almost nobody is talking about. So today we're going through 10 energy drink brands doctors are warning teens to stay away from, and then we'll end with 3 that are actually considered safer options. I've been digging through court filings, state investigations, and medical research to put this together, so by the end of this video, you're going to look at the cooler at your local convenience store very differently. And I'll save the most important one for last, because there's one thing happening in this industry right now that almost every parent and teen has completely missed, and it has nothing to do with caffeine. Let's start with number 10. Red Bull. You know the slogan. What you probably don't know is that the slogan itself cost the company $13 million. Red Bull agreed to a $13 million settlement over false advertising claims, refunding U.S. customers who bought the drink between January 2002 and October 2014. The lawsuit specifically challenged the brand's claims about taurine, guarana, enhanced performance, concentration, and reaction speed, arguing those benefits were not backed by evidence. Studies cited in the case found the drink was no more effective than a regular cup of coffee. And then, about 5 years later, Red Bull faced a nearly identical lawsuit in Canada. The slogan is still there. The science behind it never really was. Number 9 is a little more darkly funny. There's a drink called Cocaine Energy Supplement. Yes, that is its actual legal name. And here's the ironic part. It contains 280 milligrams of caffeine per can, which actually makes it less caffeinated than some of the most extreme drinks on the market that go up to 300 milligrams. So regulators went after the name, not the dose. The most dangerous part of that shelf isn't the one with the edgy label. Speaking of 300 milligrams, number 8 is Monster's Killer Brew line, a coffee-inspired drink that launched in 2025 and quietly became one of the most caffeinated products on store shelves. 300 milligrams of caffeine in a single 15-ounce can. It's too new to have shown up in most of the dangerous energy drinks conversations online, which is exactly why it belongs on this list. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends 0 caffeine for kids under 12 and no more than 100 milligrams per day for adolescents. 1 can of Killer Brew is 3 times that limit. Number 7 is Bang Energy, and this one has a genuinely wild story. Bang built its entire brand around a claim that it contained something called super creatine, and the founder even suggested it could help with conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. A jury sided with Monster in 2022, concluding that Bang's claims were misleading and that the drink did not contain actual creatine. Monster was awarded $293 million in the case, which, combined with a $175 million award in separate litigation, helped push Bang to declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The founder was removed from all his positions within the company, including CEO and Chief Science Officer. Bang Energy was subsequently acquired by Monster for $362 million in 2023. The brand that promised to boost your brain couldn't keep its own company alive. Now here's something that connects almost every drink on this list, and it's the thing most people never think to check. You assume the milligrams of caffeine on the can are legally required to be there. Despite the high caffeine content in some of these drinks, packaging typically only lists the caffeine amount and does not provide any additional warnings related to age or potential heart health risks. And under current FDA rules, companies only have to list caffeine as an ingredient when it's added on its own. They are not required to disclose the exact milligram amount at all. The FDA has only just added caffeine labeling guidance to its 2026 regulatory priority list, which means this gap is still completely legal right now. You are trusting a number that companies are not even required to put there. And it goes deeper than that. Some energy drinks are regulated as food. Others are sold as dietary supplements. And that matters because legislation dating back to 1994 allows supplement companies to essentially evaluate the safety of their own products, with the FDA only stepping in after something is already on shelves and people have already been hurt. The label says supplement. What it really means is the FDA hasn't vetted it yet. Number 6 on the list is 5 Hour Energy. It markets itself as a shot, not a drink, which is how it sidesteps a lot of the scrutiny that canned drinks face. But it packs around 200 milligrams of caffeine into 2 ounces, which is a faster hit to the system than a full can of most energy drinks. The concentrated format is the risk. Teens often stack these on top of other caffeinated drinks because they don't think of them the same way. Doctors do. Number 5 is Reign, another high-caffeine, fitness-positioned drink at 300 milligrams per can, marketed heavily through gym culture and social media. The fitness framing makes it feel like it belongs in the health category. It doesn't. Energy drink consumption for minors can have ill effects, such as elevated heart rate, heart palpitations, high blood pressure, anxiety, and dehydration, according to the National Institutes of Health. A 300 milligram dose is a 300 milligram dose regardless of what font they put on the label. Number 4 is Ghost Energy. This one is popular specifically because of its flavor collaborations with candy and snack brands, Sour Patch Kids, Warheads, Swedish Fish. The branding is designed to feel like a fun food product. It contains 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. The audience it is visually targeting and the dose inside the can are not a safe combination, and pediatric health organizations have flagged exactly this kind of branding strategy as a deliberate appeal to younger consumers. We're getting to the most important part of this list, but before we do, if you've got a teenager at home, or you are a teenager, drop a comment below and tell me which of these you've actually seen at your school, because I want to know how widespread this really is. And if this video is giving you information you didn't have before, hit subscribe. We do this kind of deep dive research every week. Number 3 is Nos Energy, high caffeine, heavy on the automotive and extreme sports imagery, and consistently underreported in these conversations because it doesn't have the cultural footprint of Red Bull or Monster. But the caffeine content is comparable, the warning labels are minimal, and it's widely available to teens with no age restriction in most states. Number 2 is Alani Nu, and this is where the story gets very serious, very fast. A Texas family filed a wrongful death lawsuit alleging that their 17-year-old daughter, Larissa Rodriguez, a cheerleader at Weslaco High School, died because of an enlarged heart and a large amount of caffeine. The lawsuit claims Alani Nu drinks were dangerously formulated and inadequately labeled. Attorneys for Rodriguez's family said that a coroner's report found the teen died from an enlarged heart caused by stress and a large amount of caffeine from the Alani Nu energy drinks. On June 4, 2026, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced an investigation into Celsius over concerns that its high-caffeine energy drinks are being marketed to children and teens. The investigation will specifically examine whether Celsius and its subsidiary Alani Nutrition, maker of the highly caffeinated Alani Nu energy drink, had violated the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act by misrepresenting the safety of their products. Despite this, the brand employs colorful packaging, playful design elements, and youth-oriented branding strategies that appeal directly to younger consumers, raising serious questions about whether the company is deliberately marketing a potentially harmful product to an at-risk population. Alani Nu contains 200 milligrams of caffeine in a 12-ounce can, a level the Attorney General's office says medical professionals consider dangerous for children and adolescents. This is a live, active state investigation, not a settled case, not old news. This is happening right now. And here's the thing almost nobody mentions when they talk about Alani Nu. Number 1 on this list is Celsius, and the reason it's number 1 is that Celsius and Alani Nu are the same company. Celsius owns Alani Nutrition, LLC, which sells the popular energy drink commonly known as Alani Nu. Most people reviewing these two brands treat them as completely separate products in separate categories. They are not. They are the same parent company under the same investigation, facing the same questions about whether they misled consumers about the safety of their products. And together, through both brands, Celsius controls roughly 20% of the entire U.S. energy drink market. That means 1 in 5 energy drinks sold in America right now comes from a company that is currently under a state attorney general investigation over teen safety. That's the thing I told you at the start that almost nobody realizes. That's it. Now here's the part that doesn't get covered at all, and this one genuinely surprised me when I found it. Doctors in Australia have been raising alarms about a vitamin B6 toxicity crisis linked to prolonged energy drink and supplement use. Some cans deliver up to 10 milligrams of B6 per serving, against a recommended daily intake of around 1.3 to 1.7 milligrams. Pathology labs identified over 2,700 probable cases of nerve damage in 2025 alone, symptoms including numbness, burning pain, and loss of coordination, and in some cases the damage appears to be irreversible even after people stop consuming the drinks. This is not a caffeine problem, it's a B vitamin problem, and it is the angle that almost every energy drink video on the internet has completely ignored. So what should teens actually drink? Here are 3 options that doctors generally consider safer. First, water with electrolytes, specifically brands like Liquid IV or Nuun, which give you hydration and minerals without caffeine or synthetic stimulants. Second, low-dose green tea drinks like Itoen's Oi Ocha, which deliver around 30 to 40 milligrams of caffeine naturally, with antioxidants and no added stimulant stack. And third, if a teen genuinely needs something that feels like an energy drink, Olipop or a sparkling water like Spindrift gives them the sensory experience, the bubbles, the flavor, without any of the caffeine risk. None of these are perfect substitutes for sleep and food, which is what most teens actually need, but they're not going to put anyone in the hospital either. Here's where we landed. Red Bull paid millions over a slogan it couldn't back up. Bang Energy built a $300 million lie about an ingredient that wasn't in the can. Celsius and Alani Nu, the same company, are now under a state investigation after a 17-year-old died, allegedly from the very product being sold to teenagers with colorful packaging and no age warnings. The FDA still doesn't require caffeine amounts on the label, and there's a nerve damage crisis from vitamin B6 that almost no one in the US is talking about yet. You came into this video knowing energy drinks weren't great for teens. You're leaving it knowing the companies behind the most popular ones are being investigated, sued, and in some cases bankrupted over the exact claims they use to sell to your kids.